Good midday, good midday, good midday to you, one and all. Had to do something. I'm just crazy right now. Listen, this is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Well, we bless his holy name for the opportunity to be able to come and to share with you and to be with you and to let it be known in no uncertain terms. Man, our God is awesome. I'm telling you, he is awesome. Drinking my water, Kathy Wilson. I'm doing it up, 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 and doing what need to be done. Linda Arrington, how are you, Minister? Uh, Sarah Jenkins, bless you for being here. Hmm. Had an accident out here on 224. We need to pray for them. Gladys, Sharon Bryant, and how are you? Doe, how's things going down there in Midland? I want to know if you're handling your business down there and that all is well with you and yours. Again, grateful for another opportunity to share with you on today. Want to remind you at 6:30 it will be prayer and it is virtual. Nobody will be here. We're going to stream it and go from there. There are some seriously major storms coming. Kim, Tom, and we're not gonna do that. We're just not gonna have them out here. Tamika, hope all is well with you and your children and your husband. Make sure you tell everybody we said hello. Nancy, thank you. Thank you, one and all. And yeah, it's going to be kind of severe for the next couple of days, something like that. But hey, it has to happen sooner or later, seeing that we don't have any snow. And so we need to do what we need to do. Laverne, Valerie, Chaplain Hearns, man, it's going to be thunderous. I was outside trying to get some stuff done, and the next thing I know, it started raining. So I had to pack up the ladder and the other stuff and come on back inside. Oh, bless his name. Stephanie, I pray you're doing well. And so we're grateful to God for that. Thankful to God for another day. Don't forget, 6:30 is prayer. Midweek is still on Wednesday. This is Tuesday. It is prayer. Lavonda, how are you and yours doing? Okay. Don't complain. Don't complain. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm not asking for any prayer requests until tonight. Good midday to you, Jalisa. And so we are glad that everyone is here with us. Bishop Gary Brown, my friend, how are you? You holding it down in Erie? I got to check up on you, man. Make sure you're doing well. Rhonda Fletcher, glad that you're here with us and thankful to God, Sheila. Let me put this out here for those of you that are going on the church cruise. You need to contact Judy Babish, ASAP. The reason is because the prices have just changed. They've gone up a little bit. So we cannot afford for any dilly-dallying. We have to make sure that you have your roommate. You got all of that stuff together. Contact her. You need to give her your birth date and your name as it appears on your legal ID. Larry, how are you, sir? Good midday to you. And you need to contact her. Don't contact us. Contact her, and she will handle that part from there. As she will explain to you what you need to know and all that. That's for those of you who are doing. So we have quite a few people that are going, but it's getting ready. Here's what's getting ready to happen. If you haven't done what you need to do by Thursday, whatever the price is whatever the price is. There's nothing I can do about it because it's already gone up. Why has it gone up? Because they're in control of the pricing. That's just the way it is. Christy, Pamela, bless you for being here. Bless you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Thank you, James. I appreciate that all is well. I'm glad for those of you that are on YouTube that it's working. I had gotten a notification that there were some issues with YouTube, but we thank God that all is well. Mark Hudson, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Here's the question. This ought to be a good one. How often or when do you seek out the assistance of your doctor or your healthcare provider? Cora, bless your heart. You here, Victor. How you doing? Trinette, bless you. Carol and Lisa. How often do you visit or schedule or talk to your doctor, healthcare provider? Elder Pamela, myself, thank you for being here. And so the reason I ask that question is because why do you do what you are? You one of those persons that something has to be wrong with you in order for you, Casper, bless you for being here, in order for you to seek out their advice, their assistance, whatever medical prognosis that you need, because there's something that is ailing or something that is bothering you. Vernice, Barbara, how are you? Are you one of those people that self-medicates themselves? Okay. And I see what you're saying. But the problem with waiting until you're sick or the sickness, the ailment, the issue has not gotten better, but for the most part, Ethel, bless your heart, is gotten worse. Gaither, bless you. Thank you for being here. Has gotten worse. And so now the doctor or the healthcare provider becomes your last resort. I want you to think through this with me because I think this is important. And if you have, Lady Bowling, bless you, dear. If you have any providers that are worth their salt, you may get away with it, maybe. But a good provider will put your feet to the fire to do more than see them, male or female, when you're sick, and that's it. My doctor, when I go to see him, I see him on a regular basis. I see him every 4 months, three months, every 3 months. And if there's an issue, then I see him even more. He's scheduled because they're making sure that my creatinine numbers had dropped down appropriately. So I went to that doctor for my kidneys, and then I came back to him for the follow-up in a couple of weeks. Now, I already have a regular checkup already scheduled. LMA, sweetheart, how are you? And the reason that he does this is because many doctors or healthcare providers understand the power and the importance of consistency. Because here's the tendency that we have. We wait till it gets cataclysmic. Every 6 months? You got to be kidding me. Wow. I just had to say that, Barbara. I couldn't help myself because it's not, minds will not tolerate 6 months. Um, and so we wait until something goes wrong. I doctor every 3 months, whatever the doctor is. My primary care physician is every 3 months. Elder James myself, thank you for being here. Every 3 months. So I'm asking this question because somewhere along the line, do we treat God like we treat our healthcare provider? Do we wait until our back is up against the wall and we have found ourselves in a horrible situation that sometimes by the time we come to the Lord, there's no way out? Minister Marcia, think about this for just a moment. If the only thing God is good for is urgent care, I knew it. Barbara Harper, thank you for being here. I need us, if the only thing that he is good for is the occasional ER visit, if the only thing he is good for is I've tried everything else and none of it has worked, but here I come, Lord. Minister Sarah, I got to get us to see something. And then could it be, I'm going to get in trouble. Could it be that the same practices that we do for our health care or our health could be a reflection of the same practices that we engage God in? I want us to think about this. Could it be that the only time he's good for directing you is when you're in an emergency? Could it be that his advice is not really adhered to unless your back is up against the wall? Could it be that many of the bad decisions that have been made is because you didn't really think you needed good counsel? Oh, Debbie Johnson, I needed to get this out, because if you need God to direct you, when is he directing? When you feel like it? When you want him to? Woo, teach, Pastor. I'm doing the best I know how. When you find it relevant? When you find it necessary? And Gladys, I need because there's a procedure that they go through. When you go to your doctor, there's two things that are mandated. One, you get on that scale, and two, you get your blood pressure checked. Are y'all here? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? Floetta, where you been? I ain't seen you in a while, girl. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't want you to get me in trouble, okay? Two things that they check is your weight and your blood pressure, because both are critical. Could it be that we don't want God to weigh us because, Erica Forney, we have not laid aside every weight and every sin that does so easily beset us? And then they check our blood pressure, because if our blood pressure is high, then it could be that you are so stressed out that you have disconnected yourself with the realities of life, and now you're basically teetering on self-destruction. Joe Wilson, how you doing? Now let's talk about this. And the reason that they do it when you first come in, and it's normally high because you've been walking around and doing different things. But then they come back again a little later after you have settled down, and they check it, and then it seems to be more normal of what it should be. Why? Because stress can push your pressure to an unbelievable magnitude. Sonia Carter, bless you for being here. Think about this. What else does that checkup do? Can I teach this? I got 5 minutes. Can I teach this like it needs to be taught? Because I believe the same thing we do for these persons that are the guardians of our health, we do to the same person that's the guardian of our soul. And so when the doctor comes in, I don't know what yours does, but when my doctor comes in, he gets on his computer and he goes through a litany of checks. And he'll ask me, my friend Locke Beecham Sr., I'm praying for you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to be praying tonight at 6:30. You are on my list to pray for. I want you to think about this. He gets on his computer. He goes through and he asks me some of the same questions 3 to 4 times. So why does he do that? He wants to make sure that I'm telling the truth, because the blood pressure and the weight are indicators of whether I am doing what I should do appropriately. So he asks me, well, how do you feel about this? Well, how do you feel about that? And how do you feel about this? And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the other? And then he goes over it again. And he doesn't do it in the same order because he understands clearly that the psychological makeup of a human being is, if the question is rhetorical, we'll answer it. But if we mix the question up, the possibility of getting caught in a lie is more prevalent. Sometimes God, yes, I saw you, your son passed. We are praying for you, okay? Floetta, we are praying for you. Mighty 6:30, you'll be in that prayer, okay? Okay. And yeah, because we don't, that's when we don't, here's how if he gives a prescription, it is expected to be taken until there's none left. How many of us get out of trouble and then after we get out of trouble, leave off the rest of the prescription that God has ordered for us so that we could be well? Can I talk to y'all? Can I talk to y'all? Can I talk to y'all? I got 2 minutes and I'm going to pick up on the rest of this tomorrow. I need us to catch this because we need to look at behaviors that we do in life and see if they do not mirror what we're doing with God. What's the next thing that he does after he makes sure you ain't lying? Then what he does is he takes his stethoscope and he has you breathe. Now, he has you to do 2 types of breathing. 1 is just regular. 2 is deep. Why does he need the 2? Number 1, the regular exam is designed so that he could hear the appropriate activity of oxygen and blood flow. The deep breathing is designed to see if your capacities are where they should be. I wish I had. And so he does that. Let me tell you something else he does. I don't know what your doctor does. He also, in the examination, goes to my feet and goes to my ankles, and he feels the ankles to see if they're swollen, because if they are swollen, that's a sign of unnecessary water. Lord have mercy. Lord, Lord have mercy. And how many times do we bypass regular checkups so that God can catch something, Lord have mercy, before it catches you? God says In order for you to make good decisions, you can't just show up to the ER or the intensive care. I mean, not intensive care, urgent care. You can't do that and expect to walk circumspectly or right relationship with me, because I'm the kind of God that I'm so meticulous in your life that I can pick up on things before things pick up on you. That's as far as I'm going for today. When we come back, I'm praying that I get to the passage of scripture that I want us to look at, because the thing that must be understood is that God wants to bless us. God, Iris, wants to provide for us. God has prescriptions. God has everything we need. And then not only do we need it, but sometimes it could save your life. I wish. Cora, did you get your checkup? Did you get your checkup? Listen. There's more to it. I don't know what kind of healthcare provider you have, but I have one that gets on my nerves, and I'm glad that he does. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying? Because guess what? Every now and then, God gets on my nerves. I don't like the checkup. I don't like the procedures. I don't like that, but it doesn't matter, because he's looking out for my well-being. Listen, y'all have a blessed day in the Lord. Watch out. The storms are coming. Tonight, I'm going to be streaming live from home, maybe, or from here. I don't know where just yet, for the prayer that's going to take place at 6:30. Please, please, please do not come to the church. It will be virtual. Spread the word, y'all, that what we're going to do. Listen, I love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ. Continue to pray for my daughter. She's slowly recovering. She actually jeopardized her health, and we're trusting God that God will restore her, the same way that He restored Legend. I believe He's going to restore my daughter. The enemy, and I think this is something that we have to all understand. The enemy does not give past trouble to everybody else and does not send it our way as well. So God is still able. She's doing better, much better. And I thank God for those of you who are lifting up in prayer. Now the baby, now Tony is my baby. And she's 51 years old, but she's still my baby. And Legend, which is my great-grandson, is just a mess. But I love it. I love him. And it's a good possibility he's going to be in church Sunday. And I can't wait for him to get in here. And we'll see what he does. Listen, I got to go. Love y'all. Love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ. May God bless you. May He keep you, is our prayer.